Hello, Womp Womp. This is week 2 of this season. We went 2-1 to start with, so decent start, but well, let's do better. So this war is against SGA. We did match them last season, well, last real season, and we lost, so looking for some revenge, I guess. This first fight, I assigned myself NCW versus Chi. I mean, this fight's pretty basic. You just punch Chi until she dies, so just be patient, it should be good. And yeah, for this season, I do really want to get a deathless season. That's what I'm thinking instead of Lore 4, and I mean, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, this fight is going pretty smooth. Not much to say, like, just punch. Sometimes people get impatient and want to throw specials and stuff, but it's about discipline here, so yeah. Chi goes down decently quick, about minute 30, so not too much of a hassle. I will be using Negasonic for another fight though, in the war, later on. This next fight is what I was pathed to do, really. Is a 16 Peni. Using the same trick as last week, I just do that. Hit her block, get some charges. She's just refusing to hold block for some reason, but yeah, it's fine. I throw a special one here. I thought I would kill, but that doesn't. So I'm gonna dance around a little bit more, trying to get the charges back up. Here, she throws Mr. 2. I was afraid it might do too much block damage, but yeah, it didn't do anything. So she's gonna throw this SG1, and this fight's over. Pretty chill. Galan's good for Peni. Wow, who wondered? This next fight is Negasonic again, and I'm fighting a thing. So this is basically a pretty generic, like same as Chi kind of fight for first 30 seconds, since he won't get any unstoppable buffs, and I also get a slight damage bonus from these guaranteed crits, so it's not bad. I just instinctively started counting. I guess good habit for when we hit 15 later on, but yeah. Not too much to say. Here, I think I do 2 combo, yep, and then do a 4 combo to count 15. Okay, just playing very slow here, and steady. That's the name of the game. I do help block, and thankfully he does come at me. I get 15. Trying to poke him a little bit, throw a special. Yeah, I think he was a little bit of a goofball here. So all my incinerators drop off, and I kind of have to start the ramp over again, which is not a big deal as long as you don't get hit and get clobbered, so that's fine. I did want to rank 3 Negasonic just for this fight, because I know Negasonic is like super flimsy, but we managed. It was all fine, and that's pretty much the fight done. The next fight is a Shathra versus Node 33 Maestro. I can't really get a lag spree fight, so I just don't get to parry. Well, not really get to parry. I could, but I'm not trying to here. I'm just gonna let the atrophy do its thing, which is gonna feed off of these prowess buffs. Here he's kind of dancing around. I just throw the special, just to get the atrophy up, so I can actually get some benefit out of it. Bait the special one, go through my own special one. Here I'm trying to get enough power. Well, I want him to throw a special one so I have enough power to power steal and go into a special 2, which should be exactly what happens here. charge it heavy, get 15 extra vulnerabilities. There I parry, wasn't really intentional, so but the extra power is not too bad. And here I'm trying to get the SP2 out of him, and he just doesn't throw it. I try, come out again, and he just pauses, and I parry by accident. And won't you love that? He immediately throws SP3. At least Shathra has a big health pool, and I was running an SP3 defense boost, so it wasn't too bad. And then it just dropped the special through here, and that should pretty much almost kill. Just gonna throw this SP1, and fight's over. So we did win against the SGA, I think like 9-15, so good revenge win. And then this next war is against SSX, and they have a rank 4 Nico placed on node 16, which is kind of scary, since we had a little bit of back and forth on whether the power detonations scale with base attack, well, or modified attack. Even though since it's hit, it's base attack. We went in. Well, I was a little bit scared here since she was ramping her Furies up, and the power detonations were stacking, but thankfully it didn't really do damage, so we kind of confirmed that, yeah, power detonations do not scale based off of modified attack from something like Aggression Fury. So, the game plan here was to just get 2 special 3s, so I get the extended trauma as well as the extended fear, and then try to bait as many SP2s as possible so I don't have to deal with the miss. But it's going okay, except I get slapped here, which is concerning since she's playing kind of passive and I can't really dex anymore, or else she's getting too much power. But thankfully she throws it. Well, she should have thrown it with 9 traumas, but yeah. Throw it heavy here just for the fear in case I have to get SP1, which, if you look at that, the power gain goes pretty crazy on Nico. One thing to note is I am running the Thanos Trinity with She-Hulk, so that the Tranquilize doesn't really do anything and only just gives me free willpower, which is nice. Well, which is kind of the premise of the fight, but yeah. She-Hulk is also poison immune, so she's a pretty good counter to this node combination. And yeah, I should be able to close out the fight here if I don't do anything stupid, which almost got caught there. And I tried to dash in, and wow, her heavy reaches far, and there I get clipped, and that was super scary because if she crit, I'm pretty sure I would have been dead. But thankfully, 2 non-crits. And here since I have 2 traumas already, I just go with SP2. The Wither nicely controls her power gain, so that she doesn't, so I'll have to bait as many specials. There, go for heavy for the fear with the extended stun, and go for another SP2. Well, never mind. I bait this first, and then I'm going to use this to parry and then push her to her SP2. Throw the relic, so I don't have to deal with the miss because my fear was running out, and this should kind of be it. Trying to finish her off. She's a little bit tanky with the adrenaline, but there. That's the fight. It's kind of long. Also, wasn't playing that well, but at least Invuln saved my ass there, which is great. That's what Invulns are supposed to be for. The next fight is a node 20 Rintrah. Name of the game was to mostly just control strike counter by SP1 spamming. This does require a little bit of AI cooperation because sometimes even with a lot of traumas, the AI does not want to throw specials, which is kind of annoying. There I get the perfect, really good 2 dashbacks, and then there I tried to go for it, but I just get caught. It's not a big deal. Rintrah doesn't really hit that hard on the basic attacks if everything goes right. And then here I think I realize, or I'm going to realize soon, that I have a Spectre's off special 1, which means I can kind of just control the healing of Rintrah anyways. So yeah, I do realize here, and then I was like, it's okay, I'll just trigger a couple of dashbacks, whatever makes me comfortable here. Just gonna try to make sure I'm in my flow here, keep up the traumas, so I can punch Rintrah to his death. There, get a couple more specters. I'm kind of just using the specters as a little bit more extra damage by triggering the regens. So yeah, that's kind of nice, I guess, but it's not really a big deal. I just don't want all my divas to fall off, and then he would have the chance to regen if things don't line up. But everything's good, so this fight's pretty much over. The next fight is EMP mod, No 29, Lumatrix, and I'm using DThanos here. The idea is to use his power start 1 and get the first 5 hits, but instead I get comboed in the face. Throw the special one to get some Furies, throw this to get my Unstoppable, which I will use to Armor Shatter if only I had my charges, of course. So yeah. Name of the game here is to apply the panic so that you don't have to deal with either evade or miss. That does require a little bit of AI cooperation, as you can see here. I'm already in my corner and this is not good. Look at that. Yeah, I'm at half health. I'm losing the HP race here, so I'm very nervous. There I get find the opportunity to throw a heavy, except I don't have enough charges. So I basically don't have Armor Shatter for the entire fight. I need to throw a special one here to get my Unstoppable back. And chain into a panic. So I can keep the fight going. I try to bait another special here. Never mind, I pause for the panic. Here I try to bait something out first, and yeah, I don't go for it here. I'm gonna try to bait this out, and I don't realize that was a guaranteed crit. So I saw the Unstoppable and I was like, I have to throw a special, and good thing that he dashed in. So almost died there, very close. That was not very clean at all. Kind of got spared by somewhat decent AI towards the end. So yeah, almost the first death. Almost losing my deathless season there. The last fight of this war is a node 44 gentle, and I'm using Deathless Chee'ilth here. Since I have the double DThanos energy, I'm double immune here, so it's really just a stun immune gentle. I was doing some duels and I thought this would go a lot better than it actually did. I just can't seem to get the spacing right to heavy punish. So there I just get clipped. It's not working out. And I'm just like, okay, how do I punish him? I guess thankfully at least Chee'ilth gets integrity and has a bunch of health. So even if I get punched, I am somewhat okay. Until gentle crit, of course. So here again, same game plan as with Nico. I want to get my traumas up so I can have a more consistent fight, not have to worry about as many timers. Here I'm again trying to bait this heavy. He's not going for it. And I try to punish, but he just clips me again and then punches me in the face. Somehow he's not critting. So I guess I'll take that. Try to get some spacing here with a relic. Probably should have saved the relic, to be honest, to get an easy unstoppable like reset. Again, I'm down to 3. I'm gonna get him down to 1, which I do here, and then I try to do the same thing again. And he's just playing kind of passive, and I get punched again. So here I'm actually at half health. We're at about the same HP, so I need to get something going here. As long as we go at the same rate, technically, I should win, because Death of Chee'ilth is ramping up, but I can't really bet on that. That's not very safe, so I kind of make a mistake there as well. It's just not. I'm just not managing the unstoppable well at all in this fight. So get slapped around a lot. I somehow make it out alive here with the 8 hits. I think I throw a special one and thankfully it just kills. So I have to get punched even more. Yeah, it was a very, very scrappy fight. I don't know if I would sign that again. Maybe if I do, I will get a better like. I'll just do better for it. I don't know. We did lose to SSX, a very close loss. I think it was like 7-10 or something, or some. Yeah, it was super close, and then we lost, and then we just decided to drop 2 more deaths because it didn't matter that right. This next war is against ISO 8 Alpha. My first fight is Node 6 Omega Sentinel. I'm using Silk. I did feel like this would have been a little cope, but what did kind of work out was that if I do medium, light, heavy, that's 5 hits on my combo. So I can do that twice to trigger the falter, and that will not trigger an armor at all. And if I just do medium, light, special 2, that's also 10 hits. So the math kind of worked out very nice. My combo just increased by increments of 5 every time, which is good. So that fight was a lot easier than I expected. This next fight is Node 15 Void. Mantis is the best counter here. I did actually have a bunch of nerves going into this fight, since if you don't manage it correctly, you will get debuffs on yourself. Just trying to make sure I pause enough so that my Tranquilize is on there. Good thing he was playing into me and threw the special 2, and then I retaliate with my own special 2. It doesn't kill, but I wasn't panicking. Still chill. I was expecting this, so I'm just gonna get a couple more mixing motions, take the SP2, and then go into my own SP2 again. Yeah, just charged heavy for the guaranteed crits. Didn't need the extra furies. So yeah, that was kind of smooth. The next fight is Node 25 Galan with Dazzler. Normally Galan ramps faster than you can take him down. So the idea was to have a power star at 1, so you get a power advantage. But instead, he just punches me in the face, which that's some buffs I don't want to see. And okay, I do just go for that, and then I get hit instead again. I'm playing terribly in this fight, and then I eat this harvest. I eat the hits as well. Go for a decent intercept. Realize I can just kill right here, so I do. Yeah, that was very scrappy. If I played any worse, I might have just died. That was not good. This next fight is a Korg on 34. Pretty classic for Dazzler to take, so it's pretty chill. Just make sure all the rock stacks are out. Doesn't matter too much because Dazzler will never take thorns, but yeah, it's pretty chill. Just make sure I don't time the special 2 when he has rock stacks up, and that's about it for this fight. And I think the fight's over here. Nope. Okay. He'll be over soon. Yeah. I had 0 out of 5 crits on that one. This next fight is Node 42 Photon with Dazzler. I think I wanted to route a Crossbones here, but it didn't really work out. Or Crossbones banned, I forgot. But yeah, Silk or Photon were the next best option. Silk or Dazzler were the next best options. So I did that. I got kind of clipped there. I triggered the miss. Kind of stupid, but yeah. Dazzler does not get affected by Pure Light form, so we can dex freely, that's fine. And then we can also kind of sidestep to our free will. I do the power sting there, that's not very cool. And then dash in again, trigger the untouchable. If it was node 48, I would have been so dead, but it's okay. We're not sending Dazzler to node 48 in this season. So yeah. Rest of the fight is just trying to get openings, trying to throw specials. That's about it. And yeah, enjoy the rest of this fight. I would assume anyways. Right? So there I throw the special 2, and yeah, and unblockable. And this leaves her at 11%. Thought I was gonna kill, but somehow she's still alive. Yeah, this fight's kind of coming to an end. Hit the block again, not a big deal. And then I did the special, and I'm gonna go for the kill. Except, I was like, yo, is this gonna kill? And I delay my special 2, and I die. Yeah, don't be indecisive, kids. That's not gonna get you anywhere. She had 1% left, 4,000. Even if that first hit wasn't a parry, I would have still died. That's stupid for me. Yeah, I just gave away 1 attack bonus, which in the end actually did matter to this war. So it was another very close war, like 8 to 11 or something. If we kept, if one of us at least didn't die, we would have tried to get all the attack bonuses for a win. But since we knew we lost, again, just let the attack bonuses go a little bit. Yeah. My war is not technically over though. Still have this node 46 Nefaria to take down. The name of the game in here is to bait the special 2, and then bait the SP1. Well, you're not supposed to bait the SP1, but I baited the SP2. I don't want to go for another one since I feel like I might just get caught out by the unblockable, since this is node 46. So I baited SP1. Not the best idea since now he has 48 charges, and he gets extra physical resistance off of that. So not the best idea either, plus an equity, so I was concerned as to whether one cycling with soak would kill, but I'm happy it did. So yeah, that's the end of week 2. Yeah, 3-3 towards the middle of the season. Not the best, but we can still clinch out 7-5 for guaranteed masters here. And as for myself, I'm 29 to 1. Could have been 29-0, but oh well. Emo me, I guess. So yeah, I'll see you in week 3. Bye.